Hello, this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we are doing another story. We are doing chapter 23 of the fourth book of the Clockwork Chronicles, The Final Obstacle. Yeah. And if we have more time, we will do the next one. But, yeah. It's the first one of today. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully you can hear me. Chapter 23. You know, if you haven't read any of the other chapters yet, be sure you do so, because spoilers and all that stuff. Things are about to get interesting. Just strap in. This might be fine, but it's been a while. A day or two had passed, and everything seemed to be as it should be. Nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary. No one at the school had suspected that there might be something fishy going on out here in this particular safe house. They'd always hidden out whenever someone had come to visit, but that had only been a couple times. Not a major threat that would result in an early release. The boy was glad that everything seemed to be on schedule. But the last thing he wanted was for something to go horribly wrong and they would have to deal with it on the spot. It was a clear and sunny day, and the boy was outside with Yummy at that moment, helping her garden a little bit of shrubbery around. The bushes just needed a good trim, and the boy didn't mind lending a hand. Lauren had promised to keep an eye on his two friends, and over the past couple of days, he knew he could trust them to do their part, at least to do their best. He didn't expect any more than that, the best of people, even when it came to making sure someone was safe. He knew that now, just as he had months ago. He could have all the skills and smarts he would need to protect someone, but he always had to be careful whenever the men attempted to outsmart him, try to do crazy things to get what they wanted. The boy looked around the area briefly as he trimmed down another bush, the sun beating on them on the warm day. Was it spring now or summer? He couldn't be quite sure if this was something that always was a thing or not, because seasons could be very different in different worlds as well, and he could never be so sure because he'd never been there long enough to know, except the lovely world, since after all it hadn't changed its weather patterns for months. It's probably safe to assume it was consistent. Not that it was a bad thing. It was great weather all the time, but he did miss the change of temperature in his home world, where he had all the seasons to enjoy. But he was happy helping his friends, more than enjoying the different weather conditions. He didn't mind it too much, so long as he and his friends were happy and safe. The boy shook his head in amusement, wondering why he would think of weather now, when there was far more important things to think about, like when they would be able to return to the lovely world, or if there was a threat lurking in the shadows, or how close Mr. A or even a few in the cause were to finding them and attacking Stampy. All of those things seemed far larger in importance than a weather pattern. "What's on your mind right now?" Yummy asked curiously, catching the boy by surprise. Had she caught him chuckling at that thought? Or was she just curious and wanted to start up a conversation for the fun of it? Perhaps it was the latter. "Oh, it's nothing really," the boy said with a shrug. "Just me doing a lot of thinking while I work. Having your mind wander isn't a bad thing all the time," she admitted with a chuckle. "I do it when I'm working, too." Sam smiled and sighed, shaking his head slowly. "Guess I'm just enjoying nature. Nature's beautiful, too," she agreed. "It gives you a chance to get away from all the chaos and enjoy the moment at hand." Sam nodded slowly. "It's just I don't like doing it too often anymore. Not with the men around." "They weren't around to be able to relax and enjoy it more?" she asked curiously. Sam paused for a moment before replying. "Yeah, maybe I would. There aren't many forests like these in the lovely world anyway." She chuckled. "Yeah, I suppose not, but the worlds go on and on for a very long time, so somewhere out there can be a dream forest where you can walk around and enjoy." Sam pondered for a moment. Do you think Mr. A will ever be stopped? Even if we capture him, his men might still try to retaliate, especially the loyal ones. She shrugged casually, as if she didn't know the answer to that question. I don't know. That's the kind of thing we don't really get to know until it actually happens. We did get it before, but that didn't stop someone like Miss Gerald from freeing the both of the boys bitterly. But until that moment, there was relative peace and quiet. She pointed out. That's because the men were waiting for the perfect moment to surprise us, the boy replied. Stampede, that didn't work out as planned. She said with a sly smile. Sam nodded. Yeah, I suppose you have a point there. But when I first saw him the other day, he'd been imprisoned and beaten by Gerald for an entire week. Now Gerald got it what he deserved for that, she pointed out. As so will Mr. A and his brother. Sam nodded. Yeah, I've been wondering about RJ as well, especially after I saw him do to Nettie. The boy shuddered as he shook his head, a hint of anger filling him, wanting to consume him. But he had to remind himself that she was safe. Santiago wouldn't let anything or anyone get close to her without his knowledge. He promised to do that to the best of his ability. Sam knew he would do just that. He'll get what he deserves, she said softly, a silent understanding forming. It had to be hard, though, to see that. I never gave up hope that someone would come, the boy said. That man is horrible. He's tortured by what he knows who knows how many people. If he gets a chance, he would do more. He won't let it happen. She said softly, trust me. I trust you. The boy nodded. We're doing this together. Yeah, she nodded. As she finished trimming another bush, and the boy finished his own. And I think that just about does it. Yep, the boy replied, as he looked around the area again, keeping an ear out for a sound that might hint at anything. Even the birds twittering in the trees. It was completely silent. Like all the birds had flown away in a hurry. Why? The boy looked back at the safe house. Its towering form seemed triumphant and majestic. It had a clear sign that he took some hand in making this. Is everything all right? Yami asked cautiously. You went quiet for a second there. Just listening, the boy said considerately. For what? She asked. Anything, really, the boy admitted with a shrug. It's really quiet here all day. We've been out here. Kind of making me nervous. She nodded with understanding as she looked back at the house. Maybe it would be best to go back inside and check on our friends. Oh, I don't think there's any need to do that, the voice said in the shadows of the forest beyond, making both of them jump. Who are you? Where are you? Yami finally asked, recovering quickly from the surprise. I wouldn't be so sure it's just me, YouTuber, the voice said with a chuckle. And as for your friends, I believe they'll get very pleasant surprise. What do you mean? Show yourself, the boy demanded, extending his sword as the man laughed in the shadows. The boy could hear movement nearby as he tensed, senses alerted, till he finally heard it. Sound of a helicopter. As soon as it started, stopped. The boy glanced back at his new friend nervously. Met eyes. The boy was unsure of where he should go into the house to figure out what his friends were. Suddenly, the boy's thoughts were jolted away by a loud explosion on the other side of the house. The boy whirled around to see a billow of smoke. The remains of an explosion faded. Dread filled him as he grabbed for Yami's hand and pulled her away from the shadows as they ran for where the explosion had occurred. They ignored the obvious footsteps pursuing them, having only one goal in mind, helping their friends. How far are we? Okay, we can start another one. Chapter 24. The second very quickly. Yep, let's do another one, because that is a pretty short chapter. Stampy was sitting in one of the bedrooms alone, quietly reflecting on everything as he looked out the window that opened to the outside world. The trees seemed to go on as far as the eye could see, perhaps far more than that. The silence of the room soothed and calmed him, finally allowing him to relax and rest, like his friends had been constantly telling him to do. It just looked so blessed and peaceful out there. It was hard to imagine it was a part of so many broken and distorted worlds out there. It might look absolutely beautiful on the outside, but far from lovely on the inside. Even with near perfection of the lovely world, there were still things that showed it wasn't the paradise it was meant to be. Stampy sat on the bed thoughtfully, his mind absent of fear and uncertainty. Squishy had been right. Panicking like that wasn't going to change anything, even though he knew it would become. It wasn't worth sanity and worry. He was better than that, stronger now. Dreams couldn't hurt him, and he wouldn't let those men win by breaking him. He knew who he was better than they did, and he wouldn't let those men try to take that away from him. A smile formed on the cat's face as he thought about that. It was so easy to feel strong and confident when his life wasn't momentarily in danger. When he was surrounded by friends he could depend on. He wanted it to stay that way. He felt like it was near impossible. Those men were wrong about him. About all of them. He was okay with that. Ready to prove himself stronger than them. If that's what it took. As he sat there, knowing his friends were nearby, he couldn't help but think of his home. One more day before they would see the helpers again. One more day before he was reunited with his dogs and mates. One more day before he would be able to sleep in his own bed, in his own bedroom, without the fear of someone sneaking in and attacking him, planning to end him like countless times before. He wouldn't let that happen. He couldn't. He was stronger, more prepared. He was ready. The cat stood up and walked to the window, looking to see Sam and Yummy tending to the shrubbery out around the edge of the forest. It was probably to make it harder for someone to hide there, even though the shadows would make it very easy for Mr. A's men to hide. But why would they? If he knew where they were, wouldn't they attack by now? The cat shook his head, pushing that thought aside as he continued to watch. The cat couldn't help but smile, seeing how easily the boy was making friends. He knew it was a good idea, not just for the boy, but for all of them, giving them more perspectives and points of view to look through. Friends of diversity tended to do that kind of thing. But his thoughts were interrupted when he heard a loud thud outside of the room. It sounded as if someone, something, had fallen to the floor, shortly followed by a scream. That sent a chill down his spine. The cat turned from the window and tore off running towards the door. Once he got there, he yanked it open and ran across the hall to the room across from him and shoved it open, his heart pounding as his mind racing with a bajillion possibilities of what could have happened. But what he saw made him gasp in shock and horror. The window to the room had been smashed, the glass lying all over the floor. The few furniture that the room had been overturned as if an earthquake had gone through and toppled things over. What scared him was what he saw in the middle of the room. His eyes widened as he saw a tall man in standard Mr. A uniform standing in the middle of the room, holding something tight to him. Well, it was someone. It wasn't something, it was someone. Squishy! The cat shouted as he lunged forward to help his struggling friend, who was being dragged toward the window. Get out of here, Stampy! The duckling demanded. Run! Let her go! The cat hollered at the man, trying to go after them. But the man only laughed as he casually dodged all of the cat's attempts. You'll regret all the trouble you caused for us, cat. The man sneered as he neared the window. The cat could hear the faint sound of what sounded like a copter approaching, starting with your little friends. You can't do this, the cat insisted, as the man put a foot out on the windowsill, leaning back as if planning to jump. The duckling was struggling helplessly, anger and fear in her eyes. I believe it's too late for that now, the man said with a cold chuckle. If you know what's best for her, you best stay out of this, both you and your friends. Stampy! Squishy cried as the cat lunged one more time, just as the man jumped and disappeared out of the window. Wait, his friend. The cat screamed in horror as he ran to the window and looked out to see the man gently falling to the ground. the duckling and his group. Was that no emotional soul? He couldn't be sure, but they landed on the ground harmlessly as the man began to drag his friend away. He needed to do something. He had to stop this, but what more could he do? "Stampy, look out!" a voice shouted from behind him as he was tackled to the ground, and an explosion blasted and shook through the building, debris falling all around him as the blast rang in his ears. The cat coughed as tears stung in his eyes as he thoughtlessly pushed whoever had tackled him off him, as he scrambled to his feet and ran as fast as he could to stairs, stumbling along the way several times. "Stampy, wait!" the voice cried again, as he distinguished the voice as Lauren. But he didn't stop. He couldn't wait. Squishy needed his help. He couldn't let her down. He couldn't let the men take her. He had to do this. There was no other way. The cat ran down the stairs, barging through the front door as he ran around the building, hearing the copter starting to come to life once more. Was he too late? What had happened? Was she okay? Where was Sam and Yummy? The cat made it around the final corner as he spotted the man pulling the yellow duckling. Sam and Yummy were fighting hard against some of the men, trying to push through. "Squishy!" the cat cried again as she disappeared behind a closed copter door, rotors roaring loudly, drowning out his cries. The cat watched in horror as the copter began to rise, going to run for it before he was grabbed by the arm. The cat looked over to see Lauren pulling him back. The cat pulled away, ran over to the machine, which was now high overhead. The cat could see the spins along his belly. "Oh!" the cat groaned as he fell to his knees, the commotion seeming to silence around him. All he could see was panic and fear. Hopelessness, despair, loss, loneliness, regret. None of this seemed real. It had to be a dream. It had to be. But it wasn't. He knew deep down. It was real. What just really happened? He had been helpless to stop it. He could feel warm, bitter tears falling down his face. But he didn't care. He didn't care where he was or what was happening around him. One of his closest friends had been stolen from him. He might never see her again. Everything seemed to close around him, filling him with dread and fear. There was no going back. He couldn't lose her, not after Squid. She'd been with him through but been with him through the horrible nightmares. Stayed with him when he didn't want to be alone. Encouraged him when he was scared. She had been there for him, giving him hope that everything would be okay. But now, he didn't know. "Stampy?" a voice asked him. The cat could hear someone sit down beside him. The cat felt a gentle hand on his shoulder. The cat looked over to see it was Sam. "I couldn't stop them." The cat choked back a sob. "It came out of nowhere. I couldn't stop them taking her. I can get her back," the boy whispered gently. The cat shook his head slowly. "I shouldn't have let that happen. I should have tried harder. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't save her." "It's not your fault," the boy said quietly. "There's still hope. We can still find her and get back." "You sure?" the cat asked weakly. "You've done it before," the boy said with a smile. "You have," the cat corrected sadly. "You helped Nettie when she needed it," the boy reminded him. "You proved to be stronger back then. You can do it again." The boy swallowed. The cat swallowed and nodded. The emotions swirling inside of him made him want to curl up in a corner and cry. But the boy was right. He had done this before. Sam had done this countless times for him. Why couldn't he do the same for Squishy now? "I need you. All of you," the cat whispered softly. Sam smiled and hugged his friend. The cat didn't pull away. "We're here for you. We can do this together." "I hope so," the cat said hopefully as he finally pulled away. "I know so," the boy corrected, as he held out a hand for the cat to take. "Come on, we got a friend to rescue." The cat nodded and took the boy's hand as he was helped to his feet. The cat looked off into the woods, knowing that was where the copter had gone. "Here," a voice said to his left, and he looked over to see Lauren holding out an iron sword. "You're going to need this." "What about you?" the cat asked, hesitating for a long moment, not sure if he should take it. "I have a spare," she said casually. "You need this, though, in case you need to protect yourself or someone else." The cat nodded gratefully, taking the sword, and he stored it away. "Thank you." "No problem." Lauren said with a laugh. Follow me then, the boy replied simply. The longer we stand here, the more chance of the men doing something far more permanent than temporary. What do you think they'll do to her? I'm not sure I want to know the answer to that, the boy admitted honestly. Me neither, the cat agreed. They began to walk into the woods, unsure of where it would lead, but he knew it would lead somewhere. Eventually, to his friend. He shuddered as he recalled the look of fear in her eyes. The cupboard door had closed. She was gone. But he would get her back. Had to. How much time do we have? Yeah, we should probably end that there. I'm leaving it on a cliffhanger, but don't worry, more will come. Soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, and be sure you have the bell notifications on if you don't want to miss the next chapter. Especially if you want to know what happens next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.